Money Heist currently holds the current record for being the most watched non-English title on Netflix. Once again, for the 4th season, the series smashed all of the previous records it set. The 4th part of Money Heist managed to rack up an incredible 65 million views. With the 4th season freshly squeezed and transported into our screens, it's time to think who the best characters of Money Heist really are. Money Heist has characters that you either love deeply or hate deeply, and have been developing in exciting and jaw-dropping ways. Regardless of your feelings for each one of them, the show will never be the same without them. So, without further ado, let's rank the best characters on the show. Before we start, if you guys find this video interesting, please let us know by smashing the like button. And if you enjoyed the content on our video playlist and want to see more, just click subscribe. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell to get the latest updates. Number 12. Moscow. Moscow deserves so much better than what he got. His relationship with his son was one of the most heartwarming parts of the show, and his death scene has endless tear-jerking potential. Coming from an extremely hard background, Moscow had to make tough decisions to provide for Denver. As the gang's master engineer, Moscow knows how to operate machines and industrial equipment. He was responsible for digging the tunnel at the Royal Mint, working hours on end so that the team can escape on time. Although he was a bad husband, he was a good father to Denver. He is the human touch to the series. He was never afraid of showing affection and emotion when everyone seems to be as cold and hard as ice. He has never harmed anyone, and he even put himself on the line to help others, especially Tokyo. His character left a void on the show that no one managed to replace, and hopefully, no one will try. Number 11. Gandhia. The characters from Money Heist have had to face their fair share of antagonists over the past few seasons, but no one comes close to Gandhia. He is the kind of villain that makes Arturo cry out for his mother, and other well-established television bad guys would have to fight tooth and nail against this guy. He is completely insane, but that's exactly what makes him such an incredible character. The addition of Gandhia to the cast of the show elevated to completely new levels, and the stakes have never been higher for everyone involved. Number 10. Rio. Rio is brought on due to his hacking skills, but the criminal life seems to overwhelm him. He'd rather be playing Mortal Kombat on a computer, but he is very vital to the plot. At some point, he almost surrenders to the police, but he is in love with one of the gang members named Tokyo, so he has to stay. It's also his fault that police get to know the identities of the crew. Rio is the youngest member of the group, and apparently has a clean record. He does not have much experience with robbery or other crimes. Apparently, he is also the weakest link in the group, but that does not take away his inherent intuition. Number 9. Denver. Denver is introduced into the world of crime by his dad Moscow, who has quit the mining industry due to the lack of proper pay. During the heist at the Royal Mint, he ends up falling for one of the hostages named Monica, who also happens to be the mistress of Arturo, the Mint's director. In the classic case of Stockholm Syndrome, Monica also falls for him. The two fall so deeply in love that Monica ends up joining the robbers. After the successful heist at the Royal Mint, the lovebirds decide to jointly raise Monica's child that she got from her affair with Arturo. When the crew reunites to rob the Bank of Spain, Monica assumes the name of Sweden's capital, Stockholm. Ha! Very creative. We definitely see what the show's writers did there. Number 8. Inspector Raquel, aka Lisbon. The inspector in charge of the heist, Raquel has gone through a lot of troubles in the show. She is the woman tasked with leading the unit that is trying to take down the professor and his crew. Her years of service in the police investigation made her a competent detective for the job. She was able to prevent Angel from being killed by the professor by taking one step ahead. She was also able to locate the professor's den by just looking into camera tapes from CCTVs of store owners. However, after several encounters with the professor, she ends up falling in love with him. Eventually, she quits her career in law enforcement and starts working with the professor. She joined the robbers and adopted the name Lisbon. Raquel gives the show most of its human elements. She was total proof that love can hit you when you least expect it and make you do crazy things. Number 7. Helsinki. A veteran Serbian soldier, Helsinki is the muscle of the group. He has a tough guy look, and he does his best to maintain order among the hostages. Interestingly, Darko Peric, the man who plays Helsinki, began his career as a dentist before becoming an actor and a film school teacher. What makes Helsinki likable is that despite being a big guy with combat experience, he doesn't come off as too much of a bully compared to someone like Berlin. He gets along with the rest of the crew just fine. He also comes out as gay later on in the series. Number 6. Nairobi. She is the self-proclaimed the F-boss and in charge of the money making and gold production. An expert in mining and forgery, Nairobi was tasked with ensuring the money that was being printed during the Royal Mint heist was of the highest quality. She checks counterfeit bills and makes sure that the gold pellets are in perfect shape and condition. She also maintains a good relationship with the hostages and is the most level-headed member of the team. Nairobi doesn't take crap from people, especially from arrogant men who boast patriarchy. When Berlin went crazy with the plans, she hit him hard in the head and told the professor that she's now in charge. As a champion of women, Nairobi proves that matriarchy is not dead. She was a mother and a fairly disciplined character who always did her job well. Number 5. Arturo. Arturo has threatened to dethrone Tarek from power as the most annoying character on TV. But it's the annoying mannerisms that make him such an interesting character. Every minute he appears, you pray that someone punches him in the face. During the first heist, Arturo, who is the director of the Royal Mint, tries to be a hero, but he's mostly kept in check. He talks too much and also tends to be impulsive in a manner that inconveniences other hostages. He even manages to make himself famous after the first heist by writing a book that portrays him as a savior. And during the second heist, he voluntarily takes himself to the Bank of Spain to relive the experience once again. It is obvious that he is obsessed with the group. Number 4. Tokyo. Tokyo is sexy, smart, and unpredictable. She also serves as the narrator of the show. Despite not being well-mannered, the professor likes her. This is evident from the fact that she was one of the first people he recruited for his mission. She is very skilled in treating gunshot wounds. When Nairobi was shot and badly injured, Tokyo performed surgery on her with the help of a doctor. When the communication was disrupted, she continued the operation, but only relying on her own knowledge. She is often described as a time bomb, a Maserati, and a goddess by her comrades. Even though she can be hot-headed and impatient at times, she's one of the best members of the team. Due to her stubbornness, Tokyo caused some trouble for the group. Number 3. Inspector Alicia Serra. Despite being heavily pregnant, Inspector Serra brings hell to the professor and his crew. She is the only one in law enforcement who finally manages to outsmart him and make him lose his cool. They won't call her the Queen Bee for nothing because Alicia has everything you hate her for. She's cunning and clever, and she was able to easily manipulate negotiations with the professor, and she also tricks the professor into thinking Raquel is dead. She is not afraid of anyone, not even her boss from the intelligence department. She has a fondness for sweet, apparently because she's pregnant. This makes her all the more dangerous because she may appear vulnerable, but she actually has something evil in mind. We love to hate her guts, but we can't deny how smart she is. Given how sly she is, Sierra is a character that could have been introduced earlier. Number 2. Berlin. When the crew was conducting the heist at the Royal Mint of Spain, the professor's half-brother Berlin was the second in command. Rarely do you find TV characters that are both annoying and interesting, but Berlin was the perfect blend. He is often described as elegant, eloquent, and egomaniac. He knows all the steps to the heist plan, including plans that are mentioned to the team. He also manages to keep the hostages well treated. He was both charming and arrogant. One of the most memorable moments in the series comes when Berlin and Professor sing the Italian revolutionary song, Bella Ciao. Though he may have a history of being psychotic, Berlin has a terminal illness, a muscle disease called Hermes myopathy, which only gives him a few months to live. This may have caused his devil-may-care behavior and reckless decisions towards the end of the Royal Mint heist. However, it isn't the disease that kills him. He sacrifices himself so that his fellow gang members can escape. Before showing you the most awesome character throughout the series, here are some honorable mentions of some impressive characters that might have caught your attention as you've watched the series. Number 1. The Professor. The Professor is the main brain of the heist. His advanced thinking skills compared to a 1-2 move in a chess match. He's quick-witted and careful. always ahead of time and knows more about laws and police investigation than the bureau itself. All criminal masterminds probably wish to have a brain like his too. As the orchestrator of the heist at the Royal Mint of Spain and the Bank of Spain, the professor is just too smart. He prides himself on being a master of trickery since he always manages to fool the authorities. He may have had a few mishaps along the way, with falling in love with the inspector as his biggest mistake. He was finally outsmarted by the authorities after they tricked him into believing they had killed his lover Raquel. But he knows how to turn things around. Being a perfectionist, he always has everything planned out to the minute details. He never lets his chamber go empty. There's always plan A to Z. Following the professor and his team on Netflix's Money Heist, La Casa de Papel, has been exhilarating. The show became exceedingly more popular than anyone is expecting, and thanks to Netflix's format, fans get to binge watch the entire new season in one sitting. We simply couldn't let the occasion slide without giving this list another go. Enjoy! Do you guys agree with the best and smartest characters on our list? Who's your favorite character from Money Heist? What are the awesome moments in Money Heist that you wanted to share? Please shout it down in the comments and let us know why. And also, if you want to give your family a surprise gift for any special occasion, you can always check our website and look for creative and adorable gifts. This is your Music Chess, your Music Heist Professor, signing out.